Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. Spiders are pretty low. Radar still spikes to 16, 17. I'm probably still going to have to use that mod to take them down. Yeah, I'm generating 90 megawatts of power. Yes, inserters are always the hungry, hungry hippo. I don't like how these are unloading, but I might change these because they unload so slowly. Because it's basically only half unloading, so I think I'm going to change all these to 120. Okay. I did that because I wired to 2 chests. They're only unloading half a chest. They're only unloading half of these 4 chests at once. I spec'd this all out on the condition that there would be 4 inserters running. But because of the way these things work, that's not true. Logistical. That's green. Once again, prod drops to half because it's only using the one of them. And that is because they only go to one of them. They keep going to this one, and because they keep going to this one, it only produces at half speed. The whole thing only produces at half. What I might do on this is I might turn off the second train request for all of these that have, for this one, because it's got two. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that so that it only summons one. So that it uses both. Where is this? Once again, this intersection, this shit show of an intersection. We're fucked. Yeah, this is going to cause it a fail. It's like a rip. Should not have done this. Should not have done this. Hi, kitty cat. All right, where are you going? You're a plastic train. And you're trying to go satisfy that. Yep, well, okay. That shouldn't happen. Hi, 3A. So now I have to decide how I want to fix this. And here's a plastic train that's mostly empty. That is exactly what I wanted to avoid. Alright, so let's do some number calculating. I think I'm going to shut off the launching so that I can correct this without it taking forever and it getting confused. Apologize to those who are enjoying the launching. We're shutting that shit off for now. What we're going to do is let research continue. That'll drain down the research as much as we can so that when we do kick it back on, it'll kick right away. So in 1 hour, something going on with logistics. It's just that it doesn't get needed. There's nothing wrong with the logistics science. These are all here. So it's just that we haven't needed it. So basically I want to turn this into its own private network like I did that. And to do that, I'm going to have to inefficiently use some of these things. But yeah, we're going to sequester some things here. So we're going to rename some stations and We definitely learned something about purple science. That's good. I'm very happy with those results. And hey, we started doing some pretty concrete. I don't go to space in this. I'm not going to space. I don't understand your question. Yeah, we launch rockets. Yeah, I just shut off rocket launching 3A. We consistently get 10,000 science production. Matter of fact, we consistently get 13,000 science production. So my rocket silos are working beautifully, exactly as I wanted them to work. I am super thrilled with that. Thanks for giving me the reminder to look at something happy. Look at how beautiful that is. That's spectacular. Fantastic. All right, so the rocket silo concept works. This rocket neighborhood, Maki calls it a sector. This thing works beautifully. I still think I'm going to have trouble with this in satellite production. And I need to refactor this. It's designed over here. Yeah, I can get rid of this now. I've got a new design over here I've got to work out. Because what I need to make it work is another iron unloader. But I don't have a room with this. I don't have the room with this layout to do another iron unloader. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove it all over here to the side. I've already started doing this. So I'm going to take all this and I'm going to move it up and to the left so that I can get this green circuit set, this production here. I'm going to get as much of it over here as I can. Or over here. And then I'll be able to add one more unloader for iron. Because right now I just don't have the space for it. Actually, don't like this version of the song. So this works. Hey, look, the traffic jam's almost cleared up. And as I was watching this, what was happening is trains were coming. There were plastic trains, and this was predicted. I was told this was going to happen, and this is what happened. The plastic trains here, were delivering plastic over here to this red circuits. Which is understandable, except for it causes a traffic jam. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out a way to sequester them. Probably by having unique station names and uniquely assigned trains. Which I don't want to do, but it's what I got to do. So, this needs 20,000 plastic. This is producing 32,000 plastic. If I cut that in half, it's only 16. I don't have enough. So either I dedicate this entire thing to that, or I don't. Now, what I use for my calculations, I have a Factorio calculator from Kirk McDonald. And this is literally what I'm looking at. I have it open on another screen. And so when I look at this, I'm looking at plastic, and I scroll down the plastic and I twist the little thing. Plastic goes to low density structures and to advanced circuits. 70% low density structures. Now, I have 3 of these plastic loaders makers, right? And when I look at my red circuits, I have 3 red circuit makers. So that plastic's got a long run to get up to my low density structures. To feed the low density structures, it needs 27 chemical plants. To feed the red circuit, it needs 64. So the way I've designed this, I can't quite do what I was hoping, which was to say, okay, I'm going to take this plastic and feed it exclusively to that, because I would be short by just a few. So I was thinking I would set the train station name, like set this bottom name to be like red A, name this unloader to be plastic red A, and then set a train, and that's all that train does, is just go there to there. And that will solve my problem. Except it's not going to produce enough plastic to satisfy this. So then I'd have to allow a second train to do similar, but then I've got some real complicated crap going on. And if I put all my plastic production in one place, then I just create a traffic jam. If I do it the other way and I go overboard on this and I say, okay, you're going to have all this plastic. Okay, you're going to be overproducing by quite a bit. Now I have a green circuit build here. I haven't decided yet, Mango. I'm sort of thinking out loud. I have an example of a green circuit build here where it doesn't produce maximally. It produces just enough for what this needs. If I was to adjust this, to make a dedicated, if I was to adjust this to make a, oops, I don't want to do that. So there's all the red I need. And that's technically all. So I need 3 rows of plastic. But I really can't do 3 rows of plastic because plastic overwhelms the belt. Or does it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 of them overloads the belt. If you mix trains at the same stacker, might find some don't get loaded evenly. Same stacker. Okay. So the problem here is that I can't do 3 of these because I can't get enough on the belt. For that, I recommend you look at this web link. It produces 3,211 science a minute. I'm very happy with the silo production. It's the research trains that are kicking my ass right now. Could I design this I was referring to plastic. If you send multiple trains that do different schedules, you might find that one of those schedules doesn't get serviced due to position in the stacker. Yeah, I have a multi-lane stacker because I have multi-lane here. One of the things I considered doing, Mango. Let me finish this thought. One of the things I considered doing, Mango, was taking and extending this out here because I have room to run a second one of these right here, so that they're guaranteed, so that they don't mix. This line is not mixed. Right, this one goes to there and that one goes to there. I could export this for you, Faceless. Actually, I was going to post the save. There is an old save out there, but so Faceless, let me go through it in reverse. So here's the rocket launch silo complex, right? It's 4 of them. They all exit. There's 4 unloaders. I really don't need 4 unloaders. I could have done it with 2, and this could be simplified as well. They feed a single train. It's a 2-1-2 train. It's stupid, I know. But they are monitoring to make sure they don't insert a satellite if there's no room for science. They're being fed by belt. This is low density structures, rocket control units, and rocket fuel. Low density structures are the simplest and they're the shortest. So I have low density structures here, rocket control units here, rocket fuel here. The rocket control units are fed by blue circuits, which look like all my other stuff, and the modules, the speed modules that it needs, are fed here. This is not working presently because I am apparently not producing enough red circuits. I have a lot of green circuits being made here. I have 4 sets of green circuits because Kirk tells me to. Something's broken here because this is full, but it's not calling for it. So let me see what's going on here. This is supposed to be a 200 loader. A 200 loader is supposed to say 2,000, 4,000. And that says 4,000 and 2,000. So that's not the problem here. You are not requesting a train for reasons I do not understand. This red wire is connected here. This green wire is connected here. This red wire is inputting to each of you. So you're outputting 1.6K. Well, that's a problem. Yeah, that's broken. Well, let's see. Is anybody nearby? Do you have any belt? No, you don't. You are worthless to me. So, continuing with the tour. when the red circuits are working, they provide that. Plastic is being made here in the middle. Pet gas, coal. Plastic is a dual loader because, as I was just exploring, it produces two per thing, and so that's a bit of a challenge there. Well, that looks like the end of the lion's season. Oil is a very complicated one here. It unloads the 2 oil. I'm using water locally. And it's unloading into 3 loaders. Now, loaders, I had to put balancers across the loaders. Right? Because loaders' fluids are weird. Like all the others, it's calling the wagons. Because I'm cracking over here, I crack light to pet, and I also crack red to yellow remotely. If I wasn't so fanatical about what I'm doing, everything on a train, or as much as I can, then I wouldn't have done it this way. The problem is keeping track of how much yellow I need to crack. Because I need to use yellow for rocket fuel, I have to be careful to not crack everything. This build does not use lube, so I don't care about cracking red to yellow. This is unlimited. Just go ahead and crack that stuff. This train station is like all the red gets cracked. The problem is cracking the yellow into pet gas would cause me to have too much pet gas and not enough yellow. So I have these special wires here to throttle, like you would have any other, but it's done remotely through signals. But basically, you have to be careful not to overcrack your yellow. Steel is over here. This steel is designed to also support the satellite production. I've got sulfur and sulfuric acid. Surprising how much sulfuric acid needs. That is very surprising how much it needed. Satellite, like I said, I'm going to rebuild it. It takes these raw materials in. Coal, steel, copper. I need a second iron unloader. As you can see here, I'm not providing enough iron. And the rest of it is all self-sufficient. So what I'm mulling over here is refactoring this a little bit. How though? All right, take me back. So all these plastics are the same, and they're all dual loading because these things output so much that you can only put 2 of them together. And so I designed it this way to take advantage of the fact that I've already got to bring all these materials in here. Why have 2 loaders that are only loading 1 train when I'm not overusing any of the requirements. Right, transport belts. Okay, 2 of them is going to basically 3/4 of a belt. And not even close to a third of the coal belt. So I could feed, as I'm doing here, I can feed the other 2, right? And then that's great. The problem is that I'm oversubscribing the output belt. So to solve that, I only put 2 of them and then I load a train. But what I'm mulling over here, because this is the same problem I had with copper cable, but I can't use the copper cable problem. And it's the problem I have with green circuits. That's why green circuits have only got 2 here, because green circuits produce 2 at a time as well. So the things that produce 2 at a time, green circuits, that sort of stuff, that's I don't want to do a special design for plastic, but this is pushing me towards a special design for plastic because there's 2 things at play here that are causing me to think I'm going to do a special design for plastic. And I need to turn this shit off. We're not going to be doing. We're not playing with this right now. So, because I'm going to have to go rebuild shit. So, no time for playing like that right now. So the 2 things that are pushing me here to redesign plastic to use a different design and possibly double output feed. One, well, this traffic jam. I'm going to design plastic so that it satisfies red circuits and red circuits only, which means I'm going to get 3 of these. So I'm going to have a plastic design that is this, which almost perfectly satisfies red circuits. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to build another plastic up here for the low density structure. So I'm going to have a low density structure. So for this, I need 30,000 plastic a minute up there. Every one of these provides 32,000. So, I'm sorry, yeah, 32,000. So I can put one of these traditional ones here and feed all 3 of these plastics. I need a coal source, unfortunately, or not low density structures. There's a coal source. There's a coal source. So that tells me that what I'm going to do is hang one of these traditional plastics upside down. Right in through here. Right, something like right here, I guess. Even though it's going to be hanging on to that. Might refactor this. Might even just abandon that iron and go for a different one, but anyhow, I could turn this into a 4-way and put that plastic there. That's probably just as good as anything. Except for I can't because it doesn't fit. I can put that plastic there. I could get this coal from here. That coal would feed that plastic. Oh, I forgot to shut off. Well, I'm going to shut off research. So I could do those two things. That would satisfy all of this as plastic, and it would eliminate a big travel for the plastic train. Not that it's much of a travel, but still it would make it local. So that's one improvement. So let me mark that as we're going to call this a plastic. However I connect it, I might connect it here and run it down, something like that. I don't know. I'm regretting putting my nuclear power there right now, but whatever. Oh, these don't connect. I forgot about that. Well, I might build an intersection that doesn't have an intersection. So I'm almost certain I'm going to grab this coal. It'll go on this network. Or I'm going to cross it over and not have it get on that network. Have it feed a plastic that goes here. Just have an intersection, but not an intersection. Turn this into a four-way. I mean, I could just put the plastic on here and let it go all the way around, but I don't really want to. And I just literally go right through this intersection and not give a fuck. Although there's no reason to turn that into a four-way, is there? I could turn this into a three-way and do it there. And then I don't have to deal with a four-way. I still want to keep this. Of course, if I do that... Oh, shit. I need to put... I forgot to put signals here. It's missing signals. Is this long enough for me to do this cross intersection here thing? Yeah, it is. All this because I haven't even gotten to the part about refactoring the plastic. Shit. Right? Right. And then I put this corner there. I turn this into an intersection. This has to be this way. And that has to be there, basically locking this intersection, saying that you can't come out of there unless, and that's fine. Can I overuse this coal? Mango, I just figured out what you meant. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Because this coal could be getting loaded by a train and then have another train that's waiting to feed that same place. And that locks the other one out of it, that specialized one. Specialized train, dedicated trains on shared loaders could cause a train to get locked out for an extended period of time. So I was just thinking as to whether or not I could do that. Why would you be saying no path to this? Oh, because you're no path to the unloader, because you're trying to get to the unloader. You should be getting to the loader. So you've been broken for a while. Yeah, we were running low on coal. Now, back to this. Oh, well, line lost. Good try, guys. All right, well, that doesn't quite line up that way. Plastic. Except for this isn't going to be a corner, it's going to be a T-junction. Because we're going to do the same thing with coal from up there. We're going to come get this coal. I might even belt that coal all the way over here so that I don't have to deal with a another intersection. And I might turn this down here and join it here rather than here so that I don't have that intersection. And then I don't have one at all. That's the entrance, right? Yeah. If you get cornered here, you would come down here and you would T-junction here. Which is different than teabagging. That would require some landfill. But that eliminates that. And if we eliminate that, then we have to look at... This is a loader for that. That'd be a long belt, but what the hell do I care? I really don't care if it's a long belt. I mean, should I care? I don't think so. It's just a belt. I could turn this and make the belt shorter. Look at me outposting. I can put that speaker on the coal and it'll reach. Put this aside for a moment. Oh, look at that. Yeah. So first off, we don't need this anymore, or here. Not that we need that level of performance, but whatever, huh? There we go. That'll work. That will even twerk. Now for a name, we'll give it something like low density structure coal or something like that. All right, so that solves the problem of how do I get coal to low density structures. It doesn't solve this problem. The quick and easy solution is to just leave what I have, give these dedicated names, and be done with it. Overproducing on a pretty big scale, I don't really want to do that because it's extra trains that I don't need. But is it worth refactoring to eliminate one train? I've only got 360 trains. Problem I had with deadlock. No. Well, I mean, I just removed the train. So I avoided it. So if we remove power first, if we were going to send this down, this would work beautifully. But we're not sending it down.